Hello, my name is Madison, and this video will be covering the topic of the importance of birds in South American culture. If you would refer to the images posted below, they will correlate to the birds that I'm speaking about. Birds were precious resources in the economy of Andean societies. Merchants traded parrot and macaw feathers in long-distance networks that connected the Amazonian rainforest, the Cordillera, and the remote Pacific coast. Beyond their economic importance, birds inspired craftsmen that created textiles, metal adornments, and ceramic vessels. Pelicans, cormorants, waders, owls, condors, vultures, ducks, and hummingbirds were sometimes depicted with realism, and other times portrayed as supernatural winged creatures. The prominence of birds in art reflects their importance in mythologies and ritual performances. Andean people observed in the natural world. The various roles birds have in religions and artistic representations seems to derive from their behaviors in nature. Even when they are depicted with realism, birds still hold symbolic meanings. Artists of coastal societies associated anthropomorphized birds with war, battle, headhunting, and ritual activities. In Moche ceramic art, raptorial birds were portrayed as warriors and sacrificers. Just like their human counterparts, the birds hold shields, maces, and tummi knives. Hummingbirds appear in combat scenes as well, and they symbolize flying spears. Owls are depicted as carrying defeated warriors to the world of the dead, as they would carry their catch to the nest. Owls occasionally personify shamans or folk healers, whose power of curing supernatural illness is strengthened by the acute vision of the nocturnal birds. Anthropomorphized birds had strong associations with human trophy heads in Nazca society. In Nazca art, plants often sprout from the mouth of trophy heads, showing the strong connection between death and their agricultural fertility. In Nazca religion, birds are headhunters that participate in the regeneration of life. Many of the Nazca geoglyphs take the shape of birds in flight. These monumental figures, traced on the surface of the desert, have been successfully interpreted as boundary markers, water spring markers, and ritual paths suitable for the processions that the Nazca people would make. Nazca painted ceramics and precious gold ornaments represent creatures in flight, echoing the shape and style of the geoglyphs. Chimu coastal art has birds that are not associated with war headhunting, rather with prestige and abundance. Chimu birds were not anthropomorphized. They appear in their natural form on ceramics and undergo various degrees of geometricization on textiles and architectural friezes. Pelicans, which were thought to have the ability to dive into the watery world of the ancestors, also decorated portable objects such as fine vessels, tunics, and wooden implements. Seabirds, who were providers of guano and emblems of fertility, were venerated in Chimu religion, where life originated and ended in the ocean. Seabirds are often represented head down, imitated by human divers in search of precious spongylus shells that would enhance the fertility of the land and the power of the kings. At Chavin de Huantar, the ceremonial center at the heart of Chavin territory, stone monuments and engraved slabs adorning the monumental architecture show composite creatures that include body parts of wild carnivorous animals, caimans, snakes, felines, eagles, and vultures. The claws, fangs, and hooked beaks of these creatures give the viewer an impression of ferocity and likely materialize the power of the deities worshipped in the temple of Chavin de Huantar. Chavin textiles found on the coast depict similar supernatural beings. In Wari and Tiwukani art, geometricized winged figures decorate tapestry tunics where they flank the staff god, who is a major deity that has its roots in Chavin art. The staff god is shown as a frontal figure with rayed head and staffs that are held in outstretched hands. Stylized profile heads of raptorial birds are also privileged motifs on high-status garments, such as four-cornered hats, as well as painted ceramic vessels that are used only on feast occasions. Raptorial birds perhaps symbolize the civil and religious power of rulers, who were seen as providers of resources and mediators with the spiritual forces of nature. In coastal and highland societies of the Andes, artists were inspired by different species of birds and their natural behavior in the creation of portable objects in architectural decoration. Throughout Andean prehistory, birds and bird-like human ancestors modeled the myths, rituals, and power strategies of the interwoven sacred and secular realms.